You may think that what you're going through is just pain, 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 but man, God can turn it around to a tremendous blessing just like that. Welcome to Leaf Notes, the podcast that helps your business take root and grow. I'm Adria Marshall, seasoned business owner and speaker.
And I'm Sydney Mafuka, artist, illustrator, and small business owner.
Join us each week as we take you on a journey through the ups and downs of entrepreneurship. We'll dive into everything from social media strategy to protecting your business.
We'll even answer your burning questions such as, do I need a business plan? Should I form an LLC? Where should I promote my business? And so much more.
Together with our guests, we'll break down these topics into actionable steps, helping you build the business of your dreams.
So whether you're just starting or you're looking to scale, we got you covered.
So go grab your notebooks, your favorite beverage, and cozy up to receive practical insights and inspiration here on Leaf Notes. Let's go make your business dreams a reality.
We are heading into the new year, which means that there is a lot of planning that we need to do.
Yeah.
What are some of your goals for the new year, Mom?
So what I've done, and I can't wait to share with you guys, actually sometime last week, and I divided up, like I was saying, our mission into all the verticals. So we have EcoSlay, the product line. Then we have the EcoBaiter, which is helping other brands start their own product line. Mm-hmm. Then we have Behind This Leaf, which is podcasts and speaking and coaching. Then I have the foundation, which is giving. And then I have the farm.
So wow, so many things.
Yes. And so I divided up. I have a table with those columns, and then I have Q1 and all the months, Q2, all the months. At the very top, I have the yearly goal for each one of those, as well, like for EcoSlay, the product types I want to release. Then for the foundation, the number of families or charities that I want to benefit. The farm, how I want us to have our own farmland and to employ some farmers, right? Then Behind This Leaf, I have a number of podcasts I want us to do or who I want us to impact, and the number of speaking engagements that I want to do. And there was one more I'm missing. But yeah, so I kind of outlined the goals for each of those, and then I broke those down by quarter and broke this down by month. So I feel like I'm in a pretty good place. My next step is to take that Q1. Like I said, I broke it down into the months, but I really want to break down the Q1 into the tasks, like the actual dates of when I have to do everything. Because as you know, so if we're planning to release a new, like for instance, if it's in March, all the things that have to go into that, the packaging design, getting the pouches, make sure we have all the ingredients ordered. So just breaking those down to the actual dates, because you'll see that although you want to release something in March, you really have to get the ball rolling in January for all those pieces to fall in place. So anyhow, that's where I am right now. I have kind of the big rocks, and I need to break down Q1.
That's so exciting, and it's crazy because it's like instead of just working with like one business, it's like five entities that you're breaking down, which is like a lot of work.
Oh, and also another vertical is my team. I love my team so much. So the goal for I can share all this with you guys, but the goals for my team this year is to pay for all of their medical.
Do you know how impactful that is?
It's so crazy because right now I'm paying half and they pay half, but I want to pay for all of it. And there was another goal that I had for that. I don't remember what it is, but I remember that was a big one. I want to get to pay for everybody's medical by the end of the year.
That's really
so
good.
Great. And also the promotions, right? So promoting Avery to the in-house chemist and promoting Kier.
He's in-house chemist, so he's not you?
No, he's an in-house chemist. Leaning on his chemistry major, which is amazing. He is ecstatic.
Oh, wait. Should we? Oh, okay.
We should share a story.
Yeah, just like the fact that he came on here as
customer service,
and now like he's going into his field.
Yes, that's so amazing. So he came in as customer service, and he's absolutely amazing. He's been my crux for a couple of years now. And so from customer service to operations manager when Chris left, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he just knocked it out of the park as operations manager. And then as we started to develop new products, he started to correct me on my formulas. I'm like, well, who are you? Well, I have a chemistry major, forgot all about that. I knew that, of course, I looked at his resume when he was coming in a couple of years ago. And then this incubator thing came up with us helping other brands with their formulas. Like, well, since you know how to calculate the formula better than I do, he's going to be the in-house chemist. So he's so excited. So we have a meeting on Wednesday, me, him, and he and Kirsten. Mm-hmm. They're both writing out like all their daily tasks that they do. And we're figuring out how to we're going to create a training plan for Kirsten to take on his tasks. And then a training plan for our new cook, to take on a lot of Kirsten's tasks, and then some of her pumping tasks. And then based on that, we'll know all the positions we need to hire for.
Super cool.
Isn't that great?
It just shows how the universe works. I love seeing it in other people's stories.
It's so good. Yeah. And that's why I say, and you think about that, that is such a lot to have to do. I need to get that. I want to have that general plan done. That's part of my Q1 breakdown, right? Mm-hmm. So I want to get that done. It's just a lot to do, but it's all so good. Yeah. Right? It's also meaningful. And that's how everything I have to do, everything on my plate is good. I have to work on a contract. I posted it yesterday, so I'm falling behind, for a lady that's signing up for the EcoBeta program. She wants to create a natural deodorant. Mm-hmm. So having another client in EcoBeta was amazing because we just launched this program in November. So I think she's our third client, which is absolutely amazing.
Because it just shows how much people look up to you and because you realize how much trust somebody has to have.
Yeah.
To even there's this misconception, and also I can understand why people have this, but to hold on to your ideas and to not share it because someone else will take it. So
exploit it for sure.
Yeah, and that has happened to some people. So I think misconception was the wrong word to use.
Yeah.
Because it's valid.
Yeah.
So for someone to be like, hey, this is my idea and I'm trusting you to help me bring it to life, it's just so much
humbling, and it's a lot of responsibility, but at the same time, I feel so equipped because of our journey. Mm-hmm. And I think that has something, there's an important message behind there, because at the time that I was being rejected by factory after factory, driving to Stone Mountain to take our flaxseed and marshmallow root to the little African couple at the industrial kitchen, right? Having Mrs. Marshall, my mother-in-law, create Orange Marm while I'm going to work at MailChimp, so it's just the struggle, but who knew that would be a core part of our mission? And so it's exactly because of that struggle that we are doing the EcoBeta and being able to impact so many brands.
Yeah.
So I think it's crazy. So you may think that what you're going through is just pain, but man, God can turn it around to a tremendous blessing just like that.
We've had a couple of people on our podcast so far that have actually mentioned that they went through some type of rejection or some type of pain, but because they kept going, because they knew that this thing was meant for them, their career flourished.
Right.
Vanna's an example of that. Ashley is an example of that. I would imagine Marissa is an example of that.
Yeah.
So
and Mallory as well. So it's just yeah, the evidence is there for sure, and that's a great message to take with us into the new year. And it's all about perspective, right? So, and I try to do this. It's very difficult in the moment, but when you're going through something tough, what can I learn from this? I keep bringing this up, but MailChimp was amazing. That you try something, it quote unquote fails. You put it into the parts bin, which you can pull out later, and the EcoBeta is an example of something that was kind of parts bin-ish, Kinda. And then we have lots of examples of where things just didn't work out the first time or didn't work out how you think it was going to work out.
Hmm.
And you are able to reach down in there a year later and pull that thing out, dust that thing off, and boom is your mission.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Sometimes, like, I could imagine sometimes obviously there's different variables, but I could imagine, like, let's say when you had this idea, you didn't have an audience that would
Right.
have had that trust in you, right?
Exactly.
But now, a couple of years later, now you have that audience, you can bring that idea
Hmm.
back out and be
Right.
like, and present it, and it's a great idea.
Right.
People are taking it.
Yeah.
So for sure. I want to know, how has planning, do you feel like from the beginning of you starting EcoSlay,
Hmm.
has planning played a huge
Oh
role
my
into
goodness.
where you are today?
Yeah.
And can you talk about that?
Yeah, I don't think it's any coincidence that I love my passion planner. Shout out to Passion Planner. I'm a relentless planner anyways. I always have been. But the first year that I got my passion planner is the first year that EcoSlay really took off.
Mm.
And I think I'm on my sixth passion planner now. Now I'm off of the hardbound ones into the digital ones. I love it so much. But I've tried several different planning methods, several different planners, and passion planner is one that I've stuck with. And what I love about it is that it helps you map your goals out, your lifetime, 3 years, 1 year, 3 months, 1 month, then your weekly and your daily, and
Mhm.
everything ties together. And then it has the retrospectives. And as a former project manager, I love a retrospective.
So what's a
What a
retrospective?
retrospective is, like, in every week, every month, every quarter, I do this. What went well? What didn't go well? What can you do better? And what I love about Passion Planner is every month they have a whole sheet that is dedicated to this, where
Mm.
they ask detailed questions like, what were your top three successes? How how would you rate this month? What things would you do differently? And you can go back and refer to those things. And it's just great how everything ties together. And then each week also they have a quote. They have you put your goal for the week, you put your goal for each day, you put your goal for the week, and there's a place where you put the good things that happen each week. I absolutely love it, and I definitely think, like, when I'm approached by someone to coach, one of the first things I do is say, "Go get your passion planner," and often they'll tell me, "Oh, I have a planner." No, you don't.
It's not the
It's
same.
not the same because I've tried so many, and passion planner just gets it.
Yeah,
So for sure.
I think it's really cool because it combines like a lot of, and forces you to be self-aware, it
Mhm.
sounds like.
It does, and it's great because it also has a slot for your personal tasks, not just your work tasks
Mhm.
too, which I
Mhm.
think is sad that I often have to put a lot of work tasks onto the personal side, but it's good that they want you to delineate, like, you have your personal stuff to do too, not just work stuff to do too.
It can be hard, especially as a business owner, to just be so, because you love what you do. Like
Mhm.
I know from personal experience being an artist, like when you one advice I think you gave me, and probably was given on the internet somewhere, was
Mhm.
like, you don't want to emotionally attach to your
Yep.
business, but it's
Yep.
so hard when it's
Yep.
something that is literally your
Your
baby.
baby.
And
Yeah.
also when you could be nurturing this whole thing. Like, have you seen like moms that literally nurture their kids and
Mhm.
take good care of their kids but don't take care of
Yeah. All the
themselves?
time.
And it's, it's really important to find that balance and to realize that that's
Yeah.
really important. Your
Yeah.
personal goals, your physical goals.
Yep, eating well,
Mhm.
sleeping well, all those, especially as you get older.
Yeah.
So those are things I'm trying to balance too next year. So let's talk about you a little bit. So you've done some planning for next year already,
I
right?
have,
Share a little
yeah.
bit.
Okay, so some of my plans, what I did for most of my plans were just planning projects based on different like holidays and stuff
Hmm.
like that, or different days that matter to me, like
Hmm.
national days. There's National Braille Day. So I
That's
want to,
awesome.
yeah, and as a visually impaired artist, I really want to identify a little bit more with that,
Hmm.
because for me that was something I felt ashamed of as a
Hmm.
when I was younger, and I understand that there might be someone who's also in my shoes,
Hmm.
who may feel the same way. So I would like to put some art out there for people who are also visually impaired.
Yeah.
I have some other ones that involve just like bringing the community together.
Yeah.
I think there's Positive Thinking Day where I had
Mhm.
an idea of like collaborating with different artists and us putting like really positive artwork and signage up.
That's great.
So yeah, just like being more active on those national days and just
Yeah.
planning those things out. Like there's National Wildlife Day, like just in creating like a series of pieces sort of like based on that.
Mhm.
I also have a goal to just be more consistent with markets and stuff.
Yeah.
I think, and this is one that came up more recently because I slowed down. Like I would still do a couple a month, like shows more than markets, which
Mhm.
I think for me, markets are more lucrative than shows. Like you can get
Mhm.
really lucky and someone will buy some of your pieces, and that has happened to me before.
Yeah.
But I really want, but I stopped doing as many markets because of my social anxiety.
Yeah.
It was definitely a lot for me to be out there every single weekend and talk to people
Yeah.
um and there is this, it goes back to not taking things personally. There can
Mhm.
sometimes be that feeling of rejection, right? And
Yeah.
you're just like, hey, check out my table, and they just walk
Yeah.
walk past you, or don't even like
Or
acknowledge you.
Yeah.
Like you just feel like, what am I doing this for? It can
Yeah.
really hurt your ego a
Yeah.
little bit. It's definitely humbling, but I want to do more of those. I want to get into some conventions
Mhm.
because I connected with some artists at the holiday market that we were both doing, and some of those artists were like, hey, you should totally do conventions because
Mhm.
those are more lucrative
Mhm.
for artists because those are people who are like into the fantasy
Mhm.
sci-fi stuff, and it's very niche. Like
Mhm.
no shade to our community here. I think we have a very beautiful art loving
Mhm.
community, but I do think that like conventions are people who can like geek out with you
Yeah.
with like fantasy art and
Yeah, for
sci-fi
sure.
art, and I think that would make me sitting at a booth like the time sitting there a little bit more financially
Mhm.
worth it.
Yeah.
So that's something I want to give a try. I also want to work with more companies next
Mhm.
year. I worked with a few, a couple, which was really cool. But there's some beer companies I was introduced to that do a lot
Yeah.
of can design that I
So
want to like,
cool.
yeah, like
I feel like you've
imagine.
done like a can before. I feel like I've seen you. I feel like back in college.
Yeah, so I did
Right?
like an Arizona. It was for a class
Yeah,
project, an
Arizona.
Arizona can
Right?
design. But it
Yeah.
would be so cool to actually like do something that would actually be
Be
on
on
a real
shelves.
one. Yeah,
Yeah.
that I could pick up and be like, I did that.
That's
Like, do you know
amazing.
how rewarding that would be?
Hmm.
So that's something I really want to do is just like collaborate with more brands because I've been very lucky to have brands reach out to me to have my stuff on their stuff.
Yeah.
So I want to take advantage of those ideas, and I
Hmm.
also want to take on more commissions next year.
Hmm.
I think I took on almost 10 commissions this year, which is really
Yeah, that's
good.
good.
Yeah, but now that we went through our whole pricing episode,
Hmm.
I want to be able to hopefully lock in at least one commission a month
Hmm.
because that will also give me that stable
Yeah,
income
income.
that I need, and then I can go about these other passion projects and stuff. But yeah, those are
Yeah.
some of my goals. And then to also optimize my Instagram even more because I grew 20,000 followers
It's
in a year,
amazing.
and I love the people who follow me.
Hmm.
They're
It's
great.
like
Like
family,
it
right?
is, it is. It's amazing. Like we will have a whole nother episode on Instagram because I'm very passionate
And I
about
could
it.
use some help in that arena, so I
Yeah.
can't wait.
So I can't wait because taking you under my wing is switching the roles a bit.
Why am I terrified?
It's gonna be boot camp.
I love it.
But yeah, those are some of my goals.
Cool. This is so exciting. And so what we'll do, we'll take you guys along our planning journey. We have some clips of how we planned so far, and then we'll break down our goals. Even for I will break down my goal. You've already done yours pretty much all the way
Pretty
down to the
much.
date. So
Yeah.
I'll take you guys along as I break down my goals, and then we'll just share how we do it. And we look forward to hearing about you guys and how you're going about planning for the new year and different planning methods and tips that you can share with us too.
Hello, hello. I just wanted to pop in and share a few things that I have planned for 2024. 2023 has been such an amazing year, especially since it's been the first year that I really committed to my small business and everything, which is awesome. So, yeah, I'm really excited because now I have an idea of how I work and how I function as an artist and a business owner a little bit. And so, I'm super excited to share my plans because this is the first time that I've actually planned for anything, like ever. So, in a business standpoint. So, I'm super excited. Let me show you what's poppin'. Up first are my quarterly plans. I learned this from mom, but I pretty much plan certain events and due dates for each month that I wanted to do. So for January, World of Braille Day, Positive Thinking Day, and in February, Random Acts of Kindness Day, International Polar Bear Day, and all these days sort of have to do with my values that we discussed in one of our previous episodes of Leaf Notes. So it's super cool that I have this all planned out because a lot of times I do my art very spontaneously. We have International Women's Day, and I am a woman who supports women, so we had to add that in. World Wildlife Day. I love animals, and I like it inspires a lot of my art. Like, look at one of my pieces over there. There, I don't know if you can tell, but there's a snake in there. I just love animals. They're always incorporated in my pieces, so I think it'll be super cool to sort of create some dedicated pieces. And then I kind of included ideas of like what mediums I want to use, like if I want it to be like a limited time thing. And so, yeah, it's super cool. I also have spring equinox to celebrate that and that balance. And I'm a Libra, so you know I'm all about that balance and showcasing that in my work. And International Day of Forest. I love nature. I love the world. So, and it's something that really inspires my work as well. So that excites me. I also don't know if I mentioned this, but each day, each action item is broken down into the steps that I would need to take to actually complete it by that day. So I kind of worked backwards. And yeah, and this is all also written in my own personal planner. But I think it's really, really helpful because it can also be intimidating to be like, okay, I need to have this done by the 4th. But procrastination can get to me and I'll start on the 2nd and I'll be so stressful. So it's really cool that I managed to organize it in a way that is very tangible and organized and not rushed. And I think what makes me super excited about these plans in particular is the fact that, like, these are all things that I would love to do anyways, but to have a plan and to be able to put in action instead of just doing things spontaneously and getting stressed is something that I'm really excited about. I feel like I'm going to be functioning more like a business instead of just an artist who creates spontaneously. So I'm super excited. I'm super excited to see how that goes because obviously with each piece, promotion comes with it and all of that, which I also believe I have written down on my plan. And I also wanted to share what I had planned for commissions. So, if you know me personally, I started doing commissions this year for my business. And something that I noticed is that there would be period of times where I would get multiple requests or a lot, and I wouldn't really have a way to balance it. So, this time around, I really wanted to, number one, raise my prices as we discussed in the pricing episode, which I'm really nervous to do because once I started calculating how much everything would cost, it gave me butterflies, but it's okay. It's okay. It's just I'm not used to it. And just because we're not used to it doesn't mean it's not meant to be. If it's uncomfy, we're probably supposed to be doing it. So I'm super excited to get that together. I have a plan for commissions and my site. I'll show you that piece of paper later. But my idea was to sort of plan to do one commission a month so I can still have time to do my themes for the month, those pieces, and then some personal work too. Because something that I haven't been able to do is really focus on my own personal pieces because I've been overwhelmed with other projects and paying bills and just worrying about stuff like that. So I'm really excited to sort of like balance things out. And I feel like having a plan is making it seem so much more possible, because lately I've just been living in chaos. So I'm really excited. I think it's really important to have a plan, even if you don't follow it, word by word. Just knowing that you have something to fall back on and look at, I think it makes everything a little bit less scary and a little bit more possible. So yeah, let me show you what I have planned for my commissions. All right, so here is my commission sheet. So I have it, I pretty much planned the web page, but essentially what I will be offering would be like skateboard deck designs, hoodies, t-shirts, tapestry, tumbler, tattoos, and regular fine art pieces. And I kind of have written down like the sizes and the correlated prices. I even wrote down like policies and stuff like that. And my goal is to essentially get one commission a month, and since I raised my prices, that would really help support me with my own personal endeavors too. So that's really exciting. And I have like the different sizes mapped out. But yeah, the front of this page is pretty much just like me mapping out how my website's gonna look, which I'm probably going to finish up this page sometime this week. But this is what I have so far, and I'm super excited. There's definitely some things that I will probably need to continue to plan, but this is a really good start for me, given that it's not 2024 yet. We're about 2 weeks out, I believe, and I already feel a lot more secure because I know what I'm going to be doing. I'm not just starting out of nowhere, and I have these plans that sort of reach my values and reach my goals. I think something that I would like to do in the future is plan like my social media goals and stuff like that, and like what I want to achieve there. Although I feel like my values kind of do it for me. I'm not really trying to reach a certain number or anything like that. So I feel really good. I feel really good about these plans. And yeah, thank you for tuning in. I hope that you also plan something for 2024, because great things can happen. Great things will happen. We're manifesting it. So yes, go out there, plan, and make your dreams come true, because we're out here winning. Okay, bye.
Hey, you guys. So I'm going to walk you all through how I go about planning, breaking down my long-term plan into short-term goals. So here's my plan for 2024. And you can see that I've broken it up into the various lines of our business. So from our product line to our work with the farm, to work that I'm doing on a digital hair journal, to the Behind the Leaf organization, that's our coaching, podcast, and speaking, to the Ecobator, which is the program that we're using to help other small businesses get their formulation and manufacturing goals going, to our foundation, and then goals around my team. So I've broken those up like that, and then I've already gone and broken them up into what's going to happen in Q1, January, February, March, same thing for Q2, Q3, and Q4. So I've already done that. So today, what I'm going to do is take the Q1 goals that I've created, and I'm going to break those down even further. So I'm going to review each of these, make sure that there's nothing that needs to get done in January like I have here other than beginning the B Corp process, and just seeing if there's any dates that I need to assign for any of these so we can finish fleshing out this planning for Q1. For EcoSlay, so we're going to release a new satin pillowcase, but we're not going to do that, so I'm going to take that off. We are going to have a head wrap release in February, and scrunchie release. That's right. We plan to switch to pouches for our 2 ounces. I had that in February. Start testing our compostables. That's going to be in February also, and launching Silver Slay. So that's going to be in March. All right. So we can go one by one for these. So for the head wrap release, if we're going to launch this on Valentine's Day, then I know that there's a few things that I'm going to need. So I'm going to need to get them to and I'm just making notes on a sheet of paper. Then I'm going to end up transferring these onto my planner for certain dates. So I know that for the head wrap release, I need to get samples to my influencers. Get samples to influencers. I know that I'm going to need a photo shoot. I know that I'm going to need a website banner created. I know that I'm going to need social media posts. So social media graphics. Let's see. I'm gonna want to so we send inserts to every customer in their order. So I'm gonna need to update my insert graphics. Let's see. So samples to influencers, photo shoot, website banner, social media graphics, update insert graphics. I'm gonna need to update the website, the product page. Right, we're going to need to announce on social, announce on email, announce on SMS. We're going to need them to arrive. If we're going to have our Valentine's Day sale, and that's on the 14th. I need them to arrive, I'm going to say by February 1st. So let's see. Get samples to influencers, photo shoot, website banner, social media graphics, update my insert, update the website product page, announce on social, announce on email, announce on SMS, arrive by February 1st. So these are things that need to happen. So let's put these in order of when they need to happen. So arrive by February 1st. I need to get samples to influencers a week ahead of time. So the influencers will need theirs. I'm going to pull up my calendar. Okay, so influencers will need theirs by, I'm going to say, February 7th. So that I want to ship them out to them by February 1st. And so that works out. So I'm going to say ship by February 1st. Then I want to have the photo shoot by February, because it takes my videographer about a week to turn around. So I'm going to say I want to have my photo shoot probably around the 3rd, by February 3rd. The website banner needs to be updated on, I want to have it ready by the 9th. So then that means I need to get it to my graphic designer that's fine. I'll let her know that I need it by the 9th. So I will give her a heads up now. All right. Social media graphics. Also, my social media team, they'll be thrilled to have that by February 1st. But Sydney may need them to arrive first to be able to do that. So let's think. For her, she's going to want to use the photos in the graphic. So the photo shoot's by February 3rd. That's fine. She should have at least a draft of the photo by here. So I would say by February 7th. All right. The inserts, we're going to want those. It takes them about 2 weeks. So that's fine. Update insert by February 1st. Update website product page. That doesn't have to be done until, I'm going to play it safe, by February 12th. Announce on social. I'm going to tell them to announce it probably starting February 12th. Email as well, February 12th. SMS, they can announce it twice. So February 12th and 14th. And arrive by February 1st. All right, so now you see I have all my dates, things that need to happen for the head wrap release. Now I'm going to pop those onto the calendar. Then I'll have a firm plan for everything for that release. And the same thing is going to apply to the scrunchies. So this is for head wraps and scrunchies. So now what I'm going to do is do the exact same thing for every other item in here. So for the task or for the goal of to switch from 2 ounces to pouches, I'm going to do the same thing, write down all my tasks that are needed. That's from when the pouches will arrive, to taking photos of the pouches, to updating them into Shopify, sending some samples to the influencers, and anything else I can think of that for Sydney to create inserts, probably a website banner as well. So anything I can think of that's going to be needed for the pouches, I'm going to write those down, then write dates. And when I'm usually doing dates, as you guys can kind of see, I like to backwards plan. So if I know the date that I'm planning to launch, then I'll back from that. So I'm going to do that for each one of these, get them onto the calendar, and then we'll be done with our planning for Q1. Thank you for listening to Leaf Notes. If you're watching on YouTube, drop a comment below and let us know what your takeaway was. Or if you're listening, take a screenshot, post on social media with your takeaway. This will help us reach more small business owners just like yourself. If you would like to leave us a review, head over to your favorite podcast app and drop that 5-star rating. Your feedback helps others find our show. And until next time, we hope your business takes root and grows.